Hi, this is Chetan. Today I would like to share with you one concept where I create a cavity for this nitrile rubber seal using basic functionality of Creo without using TDO option, that is basically for core cavity molds and all. So I will like to share as to how I do this without using TDO option. Now this is a seal in nitrile rubber. Material of construction is nitrile rubber, and I will be creating a mold for compression molding of this. Now when we are trying to create a mold, there are certain operations that need to be carried out on the piece. Basically these pieces, they shrink after being processed for compression molding. So to attain the particular dimensions, we need to add shrinkage to the part feature of the seal that we have created. So for doing that, and I know the shrinkage value for NBR is 2.4%, I use it, and I'm using it and getting good results. Of course, the basic fundamental of calculating shrinkage is very complex, and a lot of experience needs to be used when we need to add shrinkage. But for the sake of understanding, let us see how I do it. I just add the shrinkage by scaling the model to 2.4%. So I will scale it to this size. Now this has been modified to accommodate the shrinkage, so that when the material is processed in compression molding, the final size of the article that will be molded out of it will be what I require. So this is the first process that we need to carry out on the model. The next portion is the draft. Draft is because we need to facilitate the proper ejection of the particle from the mold cavity. So these are the parallel faces that will create a problem when we try to eject the article out of the mold. So right now the draft hinge surfaces. This is one chain of surfaces that needs to be selected, and this is the other chain of surfaces that is to be selected. Now these have been selected. Now I will select the draft hinge. Now in this draft hinge, I just need to check whether the direction of the draft is proper, because if it is the other direction, by mistake if I do it, it will create an undercut, and I won't be able to, it will in fact create more of a problem. In fact, it will be a very wrong feature that will be created. And draft taper, I normally use it about 1 degree, which for this height should be more than enough. So this has been done, and now I will just check the cross section to see the draft is proper. Yes, the draft is proper. So this is now ready. Now our article is ready to be split into two halves of the compression mold. So the basic dimensions of this are width is 54 and the length is about, these are of course approximate, 140, and the height is 7 millimeters approx. So the workpiece is the next part that we will have to create, and for creating the workpiece, somebody on use. So let me check workpiece. Display. Okay. So now I will create a part, workpiece part. Okay. Now I have with the dimensions I have left it. So I will make the dimensions as millimeters, and on the top sketching plane I will create the workpiece. Since it's about 140 by 54 is the finished size, so what I will do is I will make this as 175, so that should accommodate the seal, and I will make this width as 75. Later on I can of course modify whatever dimensions I can add, remove some material and create the proper dimensions. I will make it equal on both sides of the sketching plane, and the thickness I will take it as 30, so that there will be sufficient amount of material left below the cavity. Now this workpiece has been created, so now the next operation that I am going to do is I am going to create a assembly. I am going to create an assembly, and with the assembly millimeter Newton second assembly design. So in this assembly I will first bring the workpiece and I will set it at the default location, and I will accept that, and I will then place the seal. Again I will place the seal at default location. So this seal has been placed over here. If we see in the hidden line, we can see the seal, it has been placed. Now what I am going to do is I am going to use Boolean operation, component operations, Boolean operations, and in these Boolean operations I am going to cut. What are the modified models? It's the workpiece that is the modified model, and what is a modifying component? It is the seal. So the seal will get cut from the workpiece. So this is done, and I will accept this. This is done. Okay, now I will open the workpiece, and as you can see, this cavity has been created in the workpiece. Now I want to split this single piece into two halves. So what I will be doing is I will be selecting the sketching plane, and I will then use this surface cut. I will make it equal on both sides, and here I have got one half of the cavity. Now for getting the other half of the cavity, I will save a copy and I will name it as workpiece 1, and I will open that workpiece 1. Now this is the same cavity as the earlier one, so I will modify this and I will change the direction of the cut. So now I have got both halves of the cavity, and I will just check in the assembly, create a new assembly, and in this new assembly I will bring both the workpieces. I will set this to default. I will set this to default, and I will add the other workpiece and I will set it to default. So now this assembly of the two halves is ready. So now these halves can be individually machined on the CNC, and I will be getting the mold to create the seal on compression molding. So if you can see, once again, this is one half and this is the other half, accommodating the parallel portion and the curved portion in the upper half. This is how I make the two cavities that are required for the mold without using TDO, using basic functionality of Creo Parametric. Thanks for watching. I will be waiting for your feedbacks. If you have liked, dislike of the video, I hope you give me a feedback so that I can improve and I can cater to whatever your needs. You have any issues in creating any articles, please come forward and post in the comment section. I will try to prepare some models that you may wish to get it done. Thanks for watching.